Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to Cinderella Phenomenon. Trust me when I say I really do not want to do this, but I'm doing it anyway. I know I could probably just stream the damn thing on Twitch and get it over with, but that's not fair to you guys, so, let's keep going with this Rumpel route and see where that gets us. I don't see why this is necessary. Of course this is necessary, Princess. You work to show you can be useful. Also, I was too lazy to put up my green screen, so you've got my ugly ass wall again. For the last half hour, Parfait and Delora have been debating what chores they want to give me. I cannot believe they're seriously gonna make me work, like a commoner. No freeloaders at the market, remember? And you can't pull a princess card anymore now that you're a homeless peasant. Being demoted to a homeless peasant is not my fault. If you really think about it, it was kind of me to demote you. Stop teasing her, Delora. Cora's had a lot thrown at her recently. I'm only speaking the truth. Besides, working to live is the commoner's way of life, but at least it's rewarding. But if you do nothing, you get nothing. No food, no clothes, no bed. You're no longer a princess, Cora. Life here at the Marken is comfortable and you need to work for comfort. Remember that. What you do is your choice, Princess. Do I even have a choice? Not really, no. Let's see. How about cooking duties? No way, she'd burn a salad. She could be a receptionist. And then we'd lose all our customers. That's probably true. I'm right here, you know. Sorry. Do you have any useful skills at all? As a princess, I had servants who did everything for me. They cleaned my room, helped me get dressed. How am I expected to possess skills for things I've never done? Aha! I found the perfect job for our Cinderella. Mr. Broom! Ta-da! Cora will be in charge of sweeping the Marken floors. What? Perfect. Even she should be able to do that. Could you, Princess? I refuse. But look, I even put a cute little ribbon on the broom for you. It's your very own special broom. A princess does not clean. Hard-headed as ever. Don't worry, I have a fix for this. Suddenly the broom flies into my hands. I'm pulled helplessly along as the thing begins to sweep the floors. I try to pull my hands away, but they may as well be glued to the broom. They do not budge. What have you done? You should be thanking me. I'm helping you with your duties. Delora, isn't this a little much? Oh, nonsense. The princess is learning useful skills. Mr. Broom will teach her everything she needs to know. If the floor is dirty, Mr. Broom will come to life and start sweeping, and it will not stop until the floors are spotless. What? Come on, Parfait. We've got time for a cup of tea. But she'll be fine. A little soupy never killed anyone. You are dreadful. Enjoy your time with Mr. Broom. Wait, did they really just leave? Hey, slow down. The broom begins to sweep faster. Despite my protests, I'm still forced, like a puppet, to sweep the floors with grudging tenacity. Da-ling. I can barely catch my breath after that. Princess, prefacing me to check. Oh. How lovely! It's so clean I can see my reflection on the floorboards. I'm impressed. Do not even think about stepping into this room with your dirty shoes. Goodness, I didn't know princesses could be such terrifying creatures. You are aware that the market's opening soon, right? The floor isn't going to stay clean forever. Then do not open the market. That's... I do sympathize with you, Princess. It's difficult adjusting to the commoner's life. Because, as we learned, Karma's a prince. What would you know about that? More than you'd think. What? Oh, did I let that slip? That was my mistake. Karma just smiles at me, his eyes gleaming with playful mischief. He's definitely hiding something. Yes. My hands are red and sore from all the sweeping I've done today. You didn't do any of it. Mr. Broom did it all. So excuse you, ma'am. I remember the salve niece offered me when I first woke up in my room. Surely that'll help somewhat. I apply it to my hands and find, to my surprise, that it's very effective. Most of the redness quickly fades, along with the pain. Is this what my life will be like if I don't break the curse? Forced to work day in and day out? Honey, that's what I do in real life. I cannot let things stay as they are. I must act. I lay down to rest. Tiredness falls upon me like a heavy, suffocating blanket. I close my eyes and feel myself shift into the darkness of sleep. Despite having slept for hours, I'm still tired when I wake. I glance back at my hands and remember the salve's effectiveness. Whatever niece gave me really works. I should ask her to make me more. I feel like this is not the last time I'll need it. No, it is not. I must act quickly. The sooner I break the curse, the better. The people who offered to help me are all here. Who should I ask for help? Okay. There we go. Suppose I can ask Rumpel. Enough girls seem to like him, so he might have sound advice. I find Rumpel in between his orders and pull him aside. He looks oddly relieved. Ah, Princess, you've saved me. Saved you? From a heinous overload of work. I'm pretty sure Rumpel does less around here than me. At least I finish the work I'm given, unlike Rumpel, who gets distracted by every single thing. So Rumpel has ADHD. Good to know. Dear Cora, if you've called me here, then you must want to confess something to me. What? Perhaps you'll confess your undying love for me? I scowl at him and cross my arms. I came to ask you for advice, but I guess I'll go ask perhaps I'll go ask someone else. You came to ask my advice? Rumpel stares at me, clearly shocked. I guess it's because out of all the people I'd ask, he probably seems the least likely. Then I will assist, my sweet princess. Oh, Lord. You know who he reminds me of? So, a long time ago, a friend and I tried to write our own, Minecraft roleplay, right? And, maybe that should be a series on my channel, a dramatic reading of our old scripts, because they are something. But he reminds me of a character we made, who I think we called him Alex or something, was just like this. Was that fucking weirdo that, always, was flirty with people and shit like that. I don't know where I got the idea from. It was probably from another character in another series, because at the time, this friend and I were very into Afmau and My Street. So it was probably based on one of the characters on there. And that's who he reminds me of. Maybe even a little more creepy than the character we made. But maybe that's something I'd do. Is that something you guys would be interested in? Dramatic readings of my friend and I's old scripts, because I would 100% be down. What kind of advice are you looking for? Perhaps you'd like to learn how to make a man swoon, or how to stroke the embers of the heart. Is flirting the only thing ever on his mind? I came because I want you to teach me about goodness. Goodness? But, my sweet, all that advice I just suggested would teach you just that. Being a romantic will not teach me how to do good. Rumpel dramatically places a hand over his heart. But being romantic is good. It is. If it is consensual and the person is also interested in you. And you see the smiles on the lovely ladies' faces when I speak with them, probably because they're afraid that if they don't smile or laugh or whatever, that you'll hurt them. I can't imagine why they smile like that. Rumpel's persistence is annoying. To be romantic and loving, that's the epitome of goodness. Show someone affection and they'll return it twofold. I can only stare at Rumpel and wonder why I even decided to ask him. Or you could just be kind. Everyone's kind in their own way, princess. So, what do you say? Perhaps you'd like to practice on me? I'm sure your smile would brighten up my week. No, I'm certain of it. I have work. I quickly turn and leave before Rumpel can continue. If I have to be romantic to earn a good deed, I'd rather be cursed like this forever. I stare in horror at the floor. Gravel and sand are embedded between the floorboards. The wood beneath my feet is covered in a thick muck. Oh no. Stop! I never thought I'd see this. The princess is actually sweeping. I'd say it's more like the broom's sweeping and the princess is just along for the ride. Lady Parfait, your orders have arrived. Where should I put them? At the back, please. Thank you. I glare at Garland as he begins to move. You! You are dirtying the floor. Sorry. Garland dashes across the floor with long steps in an attempt to leave as few footprints as possible. This was Dolores doing, wasn't it? Is it obvious? This has "Witch Having Fun" written all over it. I need water. I'm gonna need to get water myself, because I am out of soda. And I'm gonna be doing a lot of reading for an hour. Wow, completely spotless. You are the worst. Oh, don't be mad at the broom, princess. It's only trying to help. It's doing nothing but making my life miserable. Lady Parfait, I must speak with you. I look up at the witch that just entered. She's a regular at the market, and according to Parfait and Delora, a good witch. Excuse me, she orders tea here from time to time. Sorry, I had a long day at work. It was like a 5-hour shift, and I got up pretty early, and it's been a day. She has mud on her shoes. Why is she glaring at me like that? I believe it's because of your shoes, dear. I just cleaned the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll clean up after myself right away. Good. Princess is something else. I've never seen a witch so frightened of someone before. Yeah. The witch hurriedly cleans up the tracks she'd made coming in before going to speak with Parfait. Even though Parfait says that Delora and this witch are good, I don't trust her judgment. Especially not when she considers Delora, who ruined my life, a good person. Honestly, it's better for you, girl. It really is. Like, I kind of want to write a story similar to this, where, like, There's the snotty, bratty princess, and she gets cursed and has to find a way to break said curse. But instead of like doing good deeds and stuff, I think I would make it more like a D&D campaign where like she's got to go different places to find different pieces of something that'll break the curse. That sounds interesting. What do you think? I'll put the rune back in its resting place before double checking my work. Now that I'm done, I can continue to work on breaking my curse. Who should I ask for help today? Rumpel. I found Rumpel taking a break at one of the tables. Surprisingly, he's by himself, and not surrounded by the usual blushing ladies. You're not surrounded by a flock of ladies? You must have done something to offend them. Rumpel looks at me, the surprise apparent on his face. Princess, have you come to mend my broken heart? Excuse me? I was speaking with a lady here only hours ago, and she told me she was betrothed to someone else. Well, tough luck, buddy. That happened hours ago and you're still sitting here? Rumpel places his chin on the palm of his hand, looking very tired. Fucking same, bro. In mourning, the heart's a fragile thing, princess. Well, not in mourning, but I am tired. Won't you help me heal my shattered heart? Rumpel stares at me when I don't answer. That would count as a good deed, you know. Helping you would count as a good deed. Doing things out of the kindness of your heart is a good deed, princess. The kindness of my heart? Why would I want to help you when you've done nothing for me? Kindness isn't a thing that needs to necessarily be returned, princess. Single instances of affection can make a heart lighter. Why does he always go through the trouble of making his words sound so much fancier? I will not help you mend your broken heart, because that would be an act of stupidity, not kindness. Rumpel's shoulders slump as he frowns. Now my heart's even more fragmented. You suffer from a broken heart every time you're rejected. Of course, because to pour your heart out to someone only to be rejected is a cruel fate, princess. You probably deserved rejection, what with the way you flirt with everyone, so no, I'm not gonna help you. Deal with your own broken heart. I turn and walk away. The ex Rumpel puts on are annoying. Girl, I feel that. A month has passed and I've yet to complete even one good deed. Not for any lack of trying, though. I've been asking around for advice on how to be a good person and received various answers. What makes someone good? I'd say being selfless. I think it's important you consider another person's feelings. Patience. The ability to soothe even the most broken of hearts. Forget I asked. Bravery. Loyalty. You must be beautiful both inside and outside. Right. Must I be all of those things in order to be good? I mean, preferably. According to Parfait, I can't just pretend. It has to come from my heart. I place a hand on my chest and consider the steady pulse of my heartbeat. That will not be easy. I close my eyes thinking of all the possible ways I might be able to break my curse, but in the end, my mind's blank. Mother, what am I supposed to do? I don't think your mother's the best person to ask, I'll be real with you. A dream? Your personal feelings are nothing but a weakness for others to exploit. That's why you do not show them. You only show them you're strong. Yes, Mother. You must not let false kindness deceive you. People will use niceties to trick you into exploiting your weak emotions. But you can trust me, Cora. I'll never hurt you. I'll never lie to you. I'm all you need, except she did fucking lie to you. She did. And if she were still alive, she'd do it again. I love you, Cora. I love you too, Mother. How are those lessons of yours going? I hope you're not giving anyone a difficult time. Alright, sorry about that. I was doing some advertising of a video that went out the day I'm recording this, so... How are those lessons of yours going? I hope you're not giving anyone a hard time. I'm the only one having a hard time. Have you tried pairing up with someone? Pairing up? Some of the people in the tavern pair up to assist each other. 2 heads are better than 1, as they say. It's not a bad idea, but the problem is with her. Who's gonna volunteer to pair up with the Ice Princess? She has a point. People may not glare at me anymore, but it doesn't escape me that I'm still disliked. Most of the boarders at the market volunteered to help her, remember? And I haven't heard any of them retract their offers. It's only a matter of time. Stop it, Delora. It's your choice, Princess. Pairing up is only a suggestion. Would pairing up with someone really help me break my curse? What if they end up being an annoyance instead? Princess? Excuse me? Princess? Huh? I'm sorry for disturbing you, but you've just been staring at your tray and the customer's waiting for his order. Of course. Delora has me helping a niece today. The market's unexpectedly busy and they cannot keep up with all the customers. Stop daydreaming, Cora. Food doesn't deliver itself. I don't need you to tell me that. I stretch out on my bed. The stiff mattress does little to soothe my aching muscles. I was on my feet the entire day, struggling to keep up with the steady stream of people that came into the market. I've never seen the market this busy. I roll onto my stomach and bury my face into my pillow. My arms and legs protest the movement. I refuse to live this type of life much longer. I need to break this curse as soon as possible. Why don't you pair up with someone? Pairing up might not be such a bad idea. And of course, we're choosing this man. As much as I don't particularly want to, but we are. Karma, Fritz, Waltz, Rumpel, Rod. 2, 3. Chapter 3. The Flatterer. I don't know why the first person that popped into my mind was Rumpel. Just because he puts a smile on ladies' faces with his flirting does not mean he can help me do a good deed. And yet, here I am. I find Rumpel on break, surrounded by a few giggling ladies. His hands make dramatic sweeping gestures as he showers them with compliments. And you, my sweet, are like sunshine peeking through the clouds on a dark day. You litter the ground with so much golden light and make every flower reach out toward your warmth. On second thought, maybe I should reconsider. Princess? Rumpel notices me, however, and immediately waves me over. This is to turn and walk away. I just remembered I have something to do. I turn around and start walking away, but I'm immediately stopped when I feel Rumpel's hand on my shoulder. I slap his hand away. Fierce as always, you remind me of a rose with thorns, Princess. He leans closer and winks at me. But the thorns are what make the rose so alluring. Are you always this persistent, or do you actually want me to slap you again? Your slapping me is but a small blockade in the road. I'll never give up on you, Princess. Does he enjoy it when I purposely try to ignore him? The most brilliantly sparkling gems are buried deep within the ground and take much effort to unearth. What? Princess, you're like one of those gems. No, I am not like a gem. Rumpel, why would you deal with someone like her? What? Cora is like a budding flower, and I want to do my best to help her bloom in whatever way I can. You've come to me for advice, right? How did he know? The look of shock on your face is adorable, and so absolutely satisfying. It seems I hit the nail right on the head. Rumpel, she's obviously too stubborn to admit she needs your help. These women are infuriating. Oh. Rumpel leans a little closer to me and suddenly he's whispering in my ear. Let me tell you something, Princess. Making a person happy just to see them smile is definitely a good deed. Uh-huh. Making someone feel important is never a disservice. What do you think? I'm pretty knowledgeable, aren't I? All he ever talks about is doting on people, flirting with them, and making them smile. I mean, okay, making them smile is one thing. But the flirting is like, dude, chill, please. Rumpel continues talking, which is why I will make an excellent partner. I take a step back. Rumpel's now looking at me with a triumphant smile. How did you... I'm very perceptive, Princess. I mean, spoilers, I did find out, that he's actually a doctor, so perceptive is definitely a good thing as a doctor. You overheard my conversation with Parfait? She told me about it. She did? Only briefly. So you're not perceptive at all? That's not necessarily true. Princess, you cannot see it, but I'm drowning in my own tears. He just assumed I was going to be partners with him, which is very annoying. I don't even know why I was considering partnering up with Rumpel when he says the same things over and over again. Girl, same, but I just want to get this fucking route done, so you're gonna do it. I don't think I could be around him day in and day out. Oh my, what do I spot here? Delora appears before us, a sly smile on her face. Slacking off, you two? I'm on a break. That break ended about 5 minutes ago, Rumpel, and Princess, I think there's a broom that needs attending. Fine. There's no use complaining. I'd rather get away from Rumpel. And I'd rather get away from Rumpel. Rumpel turns to the ladies and smiles. My lovely ladies, I will be back later, and I promise that we will continue our conversation without any interruptions. Oh, and Princess? We'll continue our conversation later as well. I walk up before Rumpel can try and shower more of his compliments onto me. Making a person happy just to see them smile? Can such a thing really be considered a good deed? I mean, yes. If someone's having a really, really bad day and you see that, and you try and make them feel better, and it works, yes, I would consider that a good deed. The days at the tavern go by quickly over the next week. Wow. The days at the tavern go by quickly over the next week. I think I already read that. Princess? Princess? Huh? You've been staring off into space. I was just thinking. I just finished using Mr. Broom and I'm helping Anise sort some of the shells in the back. Rumpel's taken up the serving for today. Women always enjoy him, but the men are always glaring at him. I mean... Can you blame them? But also they're probably mad that in their eyes he has game and they don't. You're jealous of Rumpel, I think. Who? The other men. Anise looks over at the men who are glaring at Rumpel as he drifts between tables. I'm worried about Rumpel too. What are you talking about? You were looking at Rumpel with a funny expression on your face. No, I wasn't. My words are clipped and my voice is cold. Anise looks at me sadly, but I don't care. What I do is none of her business. I think the girls are jealous of you, too. What? I glance around the tavern and notice that there are girls glaring at me. I'm not unaccustomed to these glares, since people have always looked at me in this way. During the times I left the palace, people gave me the same looks, but this feels different somehow. Why would they be jealous? Because you're Rumpel's partner. I'm not his partner. You're not? He's been telling everyone that you are. I never agreed to being partners with him. I felt your longing gaze upon my back, and I've arrived, my princess. Rumpel suddenly appears before the two of us, smiling brightly. I suddenly have the strong urge to slap the smile right off his face. We are not partners. But princess, you asked for my advice that I gave to you because I care. No one else cares as much about you as I do. And so I proclaimed us both partners because we are a match made in heaven. God, these pickup lines are so bad. You're so overwhelmed with gratitude that you're at a loss for words. If I could throw something at you, I would. A punch packed with as much strength as you have. Oh, Lord have mercy. I can only groan in response. Oh my. Hello everyone, it sounds like you're having fun. How is this fun? Rumpel is never fun. All he does is spout nonsense. And he's offended. He doesn't mean any harm, princess. He's just filled to the brim with so many compliments and he needs to get them off his chest. Parfait. Oh, Parfait, you sweet summer child. Well, he can go direct them at one of his many other adoring fans. I shift my gaze to Rumpel and furrow my eyebrows at him. Or do you only direct them at me because you enjoy how much I ignore you? I only wanted to help, princess. That's what partners do, right? But we're not partners. Just try this partnership out, princess. I promise it'll be worth your while. Bro. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Nothing ventured, nothing gained, princess. You can always change partners. Lady Parfait, you've broken... Lady Parfait, you've broken my heart. You're very good at healing your broken heart by now, Rumpel. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I only need to speak with a niece to make sure she doesn't need help with a particular list. A list? A list of herbs for me. A niece has been nice enough to gather herbs for me. Lady Parfait, is this about your body? What's wrong with your body? It's nothing to concern yourself with, princess. My body's just a little frail because of the burden on it. That's right, she's the loosest bearer, isn't she? That's right, Parfait mentioned having to bear the crystallum lucis. Yeah. Ooh. Yes. A thought occurs to me as I look at her more closely. Wait, can you use magic to heal yourself? Parfait shakes her head and sighs. I don't have the ability to heal. None of us do except for one particular witch who calls herself the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor? Is something wrong? Rumpel shakes his head and gives her a wistful smile. Huh, the name just sounds familiar. It's likely you heard about it from someone else before. Humans do know of her existence, after all. A witch? She's not a fairy? For some reason I had thought fairies would be more likely to heal people, not witches. And this is why you shouldn't judge every witch by the shit you heard from your mother, or by your mother, for that matter, but of course you don't know your mother's a witch at this point. She is indeed a witch, at least that's what they say. Though I've never met her myself. She's the only one who can heal illness with magic. She doesn't associate with other witches, though, and keeps to herself. Nobody's known where to find her for a very long time. Suffice it to say, we could never seek out help from her, even if we wanted to? Parfait shakes her head. No, unfortunately not. Rumpel looks grim, but Parfait quickly dissipates the gloomy atmosphere with a clap of her hands. If Laura was here, she'd say, alright, story time's over. That was all very interesting. Interesting, but it doesn't really help anyone. Your body is that way because of the Great War, then? Like I told you before, the Great War made my body a lot weaker. This is something that cannot be healed, and I don't have an heir, so... Parfait looks about ready to say something, but goes silent. She has a sad look on her face, and I don't understand why. Can she not have kids? Anise immediately speaks up. I think I'll be okay, Lady Parfait. I was actually gonna go on an errand to run in a few minutes. Do you need any help? I'd be more than happy to escort a lovely lady like yourself around town. Anise pulls a list out from a bag nearby and holds it out. There are only a few items on the list as far as I can see. Don't worry about it, Rumpel. It's not much at all. Rumpel stares at the list. His expression suddenly smooths into something more serious. May I have that? Anise hands him the list and slowly he takes a pin out of his pocket. I stare as he looks over the list quietly, and then he scribbles some things down at the bottom. Afterwards, he hands it over to Anise. I've had some things that might be helpful. The herbs on that list are for joint pains, and you might want something a little more general. There's the doctor part. There's the doctor part. How does he know all that? Everyone's staring at Rumpel with wide eyes. Even Parfait looks impressed. You've used herbs before, Rumpel? Maybe. I don't remember, but for some reason names came to the top of my head as I was looking at the list. Thank you. It's always my pleasure to help a lovely lady. Now, Anise, please let me accompany you to town. I'd love to help with whatever I can, and more names might come to me. That sounds nice. Thank you, Rumpel. Rumpel turns to me, a mischievous smile on his face. Whenever he looks at me like that, I know he's going to suggest something ridiculous. Princess Cora could accompany us, for the experience. I do not need experience. How are you going to shower people with compliments if you know nothing about them? Being out in town will be good for you. That's what her dad said, and then she got cursed, so... Rumpel has a point. The more you expand your world, the more you're willing to learn about people. I do not need to be lectured. Oh, Princess, it wasn't meant to be a lecture. I'm just letting you know that experience is invaluable. Come on, Princess, let us escort the lovely Anise around town. What about your work? Rumpel puts a finger to my lips and grins. No one seems to have thought of that, so it'll be our little secret. I slap his hand away, but he just grins at me jovially. How did I get dragged into this? Please, don't stay out too long. We won't. I make my way into town with Rumpel and Anise. The majority of the conversations we have are one-sided, with Rumpel giving us both the usual compliments. He never seems to tire of it. See, here is my concern. So, it's already been hinted at, and I already gave the spoilers, that yes, Rumpel is a doctor. But did he flirt with patients? Because that's sexual harassment. And, I don't know about where this takes place, but in real life, where I live, doctors sexually harassing patients, can lose their license, have their license revoked. So, I'm just saying. He never seems to tire of it. Rumpel helps Anise pick certain herbs and a few other medications and accepts all of the compliments she gives him with a triumphant smile. I know Anise knows about herbs because she's helped me before, but how does Rumpel know so much about them? Well, I already gave that away. I will be right back. You will only see like a second of me pausing, but I gotta do some things. I said fuck it and got the frozen yogurt. It's no sugar added, which I'm curious how that's gonna taste because, supposedly, no sugar added is better for you, of course, but, I don't know. I mean, it's chocolate, so, like, maybe it'll be good? Question mark? I don't know. But that's coming, so if you see me kind of looking over to the side here, it's because I'm keeping an eye on DoorDash. Anyway. How does Rumpel know so much? We already know. This must be part of the past he doesn't remember. Anise enters the store by herself at one point, leaving me alone with Rumpel. I'm a mysterious man, aren't I? I turned to look at him and noticed the easy smile adorning his face. A man with amnesia is full of secrets, after all. I bet you're even more curious about me. Women always love mysterious men. Sir, have you been reading romance novels? Because you need to stop. I don't particularly care. But Princess, if my curse is amnesia, then shouldn't you care somehow? As partners, we're gonna help each other out, right? I don't see how I can help you with your amnesia. Maybe this is a spell that's only broken by true love's kiss. Shall we see? He leans toward me with a playful smile on his face. I'm accustomed to this behavior by now, so this does not faze me, and I merely sigh at his nonsense. You already said yourself that you need to gather entries from some kind of journal. Ah, Princess, you're no fun. A little kiss wouldn't hurt anyone. I'd die before I kiss you. Princess, that's so sad. He says that, but he's still smiling. Why is he so unfazed by everything I say to him? You only ever have terrible suggestions. It was a mistake to trust you. You might have good advice. But I have great ideas. You haven't helped me with my curse at all. I've been trying, though. You haven't even told me how to get a good deed. I told you before, Princess, compliments make a person happy, and making a person happy is a good deed. Despite his dumbassery, he's not wrong. So you flirting with women and using shallow compliments on them is a good deed? On the surface, the compliments may seem shallow, but if you swim a little deeper, complimenting people cannot be a good deed. But making them happy is. All you have to do is listen to people, sympathize with them, maybe get to know them, and you can make them happy by doing even small things for them. See, that's a valid point. He's just a fucking weirdo about it. Women enjoy compliments, Princess. Besides, how could I see such beauties and not compliment them? It would be a disservice. You give compliments to people you don't even care about. Princess. Rumpel's voice trails off as he stares past me. His smile falters for a few moments, and a look of confusion ripples his features. I turn to follow his gaze and see a small boy staring at us. He's shyly hiding behind some kind of notebook. Oh, is that like supposed to be a young version of him? The red hair. There's that seriousness again. It's the same thing that happened when he added something to the list for parfait. And then suddenly the expression changes into Rumpel's usual bright smile. Hello there. Would you like to come and speak with us, young sir? You don't remember me, sir? Oh, do I know you? I used to come by your clinic. You saved me before. Well, there it is. I didn't even have to wait until chapter 5. There we go. Boy draws closer to us, still hiding shyly behind his notebook. I'm sorry, little sir. I'm afraid my memories are a bit scrambled right now. I can't even remember my own name. Really? Where's Anise? Why is she taking so long? The last thing I want to hear is a conversation between Rumpel and some child. Is he going to shower this boy with compliments too? It's a shame I can't remember a boy as bright as yourself. There it is. And there it is. I'm not that bright, sir. Not as bright as you, but I want to be. He holds up his notebook, which has a small name scribbled in the corner. The words, "My dreams," are written on the front cover in cursive letters. What's this? I want to be just like you when I grow up, so I started a book of dreams, just like my mom told me to. She said I could become a doctor too, so long as I tried my best. A doctor? You forgot that you were a doctor, sir? Rumpel? A doctor? Well, that was revealed awfully quickly. I would have thought that would have waited. The boy continues to hold out the book, and finally Rumpel takes it and flips it open to the front page. Rumpel's holding the book close to his face, Wow. Rumpel's holding the book close to his face, so I cannot see it. I rise to the tips of my toes in an attempt to look over his shoulder. At first, Rumpel doesn't notice me as he stares at the page. Then, belatedly, he realizes I'm there and lowers the book so I can read too. I lean close to him so our shoulders brush. My eyes scan over the page quickly. The handwriting is crude, barely readable, actually, but I can still make out the gist of it. Rumpel slowly reads the words aloud. When I'm older, I want to be exactly like the kind doctor that saved me when I had no one else to go to. Aww. One moment, my food is here. Alright, I actually took a couple of bites before putting it in the freezer because I gotta finish this, but it was pretty good. The boy's face flushes as Rumpel reads his words aloud before his curious gaze lands on me. I don't remember you. I look at the boy, irritated. Are you the doctor's wife? Rumpel suddenly looks up, eyes wide. He looks down at the boy, then at me, his face suddenly solemn. I'm surprised by the words that leave his mouth next. Yes, she is. Bro! He takes my hand in his and looks down at me, an almost sad look on his face. What's wrong with him? Slap him. Let go of me. Rumpel's eyes crease with worry as he holds tightly to my hand. The sadness in his eyes becomes anxiety, and I see something like fear dancing in his eyes. You really think it was my fault? What the fuck do you mean? The look in his eyes is so vacant, almost like he's looking through me. It's as if he's in some kind of trance. The way he looks at me makes my skin crawl. His grip on my hand tightens, making me shudder. Rather than slap his hand away, I reach out with my free hand and slap his face. I stare perplexed at the sudden bafflement on Rumpel's face. Did the slap to the face knock him out of that strange trance? He's being even stranger than normal, and the intensity of the look in his eyes is scaring me. Oh. Rumpel stares at me for a few moments, blinking slowly. Oh no, I blinked out. I'm sorry, princess. What just happened to him? The way he was speaking was so strange, almost like he was in some kind of trance, but I know how people are. They lie and they put on faces. I'm sorry for spacing out. If I invaded your space, then I'm sorry. You're apologizing? Rumpel puts a hand to his cheek where I slapped him. I think I deserved that. Thanks for getting me out of whatever that was. All at once, the sheepish smile breaks into something cheerful again. He's still smiling at me, even though I was so curt with him. Rumpel is so confusing. Facts. The boy looks bewildered. Don't worry about that, little sir. This one here is a feisty thing. I deserved whatever she just did. So she's not your wife, sir? Rumpel looks a little surprised, then he laughs. Unfortunately, no. This beautiful lady here is not my wife. Rumpel absently rubs at the back of his neck as he looks up at the sky. I'm not entirely sure what just happened, but it seems like I recovered something very important today. Or the beginnings of something important. Something important? Is he talking about a memory? He hands the book back to the boy, and then he leans down and sets a hand on the boy's head. A bell chimes behind us as a niece comes out of the store, carrying a bag filled with what I assume are herbs and medicines. The boy once again cowers behind his book. Oh, who's this? The wonderful little sir that helped me regain a very important memory. An important memory? Rumpel stands looking triumphant. I, my good lady, am a doctor. Oh, really? Truly. Rumpel turns back to the boy, who he asks a few more questions. He even asks the boy his name, but much to my surprise, the boy shakes his head. Sure, you told me your name, but I don't remember it. It's like my curse. No one remembers me being a princess, and no one remembers Rumpel's true name. Rumpel thanks the boy again many times over, and even buys him a few pieces of candy. The boy's eyes are practically glowing with excitement and he does not stop smiling. After we see him off and start to head back to the tavern, I begin to contemplate. I'm curious about something. Oh? You said that you needed to fill your journal with memories in order to get them back, but the journal you just read wasn't yours. It appears not. It seems that the 3 entries that trigger my memories just need to be written by people I know? Reading them triggers a memory, and then the full entry probably appears in my journal. I had to check it when I get back. I see. But even without looking into the entry, a memory came to your mind? Rumpel gives a short, distracted nod. It's not complete, so I'm hoping that something really has appeared in my journal. It feels like it must, considering I remembered something so important. Do you remember anything else at all? The young man that we just met, I believe that he used to come watch me work before. I knew him. He used to look up to me. He was a sweet child. The memory is foggy, but yes, I believe something did happen to him. He became ill. The details of how I saved him must be in the journal. Even though this does not pertain to my curse, I'm curious what his journal might say. I can't remember fully, but the memory feels sad somehow. He turns to me, eyebrows knit together. It's strange to see him with such a serious expression on his face. I really am sorry about earlier, Princess. I think I was on the verge of a memory, but then it got tangled up in my head. Yes. I was surprised by his sudden change in topic. I shake my head slowly. He's quiet for a few moments before suddenly his smile comes back and he laughs jovially, telling us that there's no point in worrying. At the town's outskirts I turn, feeling eyes on my back. But no one's there. We give Parfait the medicines we purchased in town as soon as we arrive back at the market. Then Rumpel proudly announces that he is a doctor to anyone who will listen to him. I mean, fair enough. If you are a doctor and you or if you lost your memory and found out again that you are a doctor, yeah. I mean, at least in real life, you work hard to get the title of doctor. You go to college for years. You you practice on patients for years. Like, it is outrageous. I could never. I'm not smart enough to be a doctor. Everyone seems happy for him, save for the market patrons that find Rumpel annoying, who are mostly men. Afterwards, Rumpel asks Anise if he might be able to take over the medications for Parfait, if only because Anise is busier than him. Rumpel hasn't been at the market long, and yet he's already found something to help break his curse. And then there's me. I don't think anyone will be able to help me. At the end of the night, when I finally have time to myself, I return to my room to rest. The next day, I'm sent right back to my chores. Rumpel's nowhere to be seen in the morning, and Anise says it's because he's tending to Parfait. He appears later in the afternoon, still full of smiles and silly flattery as he goes back to serving. How does he have so much energy? At the end of the day, I plop down on the settee to rest. My legs are weak from all the walking I've done today, and I can still feel the tiredness in my arms from all the sweeping with Mr. Broom. Damn, girl. Princess? I notice Anise standing beneath the doorway, smiling at me uncertainly. Thank you for your work today. Why is she thanking me for work I obviously don't want to do? It's not as if I asked to do any of this. But you still help. Anise nervously shifts on her feet. So, I just wanted to say thanks. When I do not make any effort to continue speaking with her, Anise gives a nervous little nod before heading back towards her room. Being nice to her, she's probably, what, like 18? 17? Jesus. 19? Not long after her departure, I hear an exuberant and familiar voice. I should count my lucky stars, for they're giving me a rare opportunity to meet with my lovely princess this late at night. I should have gone to my room. Rumpel stops before me, winking. The moonlight on your face makes your beautiful eyes sparkle like the most precious gold, princess. I'm not in the mood for your flattery. But princess, flattery is just a compilation of compliments. Everyone loves compliments. I don't care for your compliments. Or Lady Eunice's thanks either. He heard that? You should learn to let people spoil you. I stare at him. That's the last thing I'd ever expected anyone to say. My whole life I've been called spoiled and rotten, the Ice Princess. Even Delora and Parfait want me to do these good deeds because they think I'm incapable of goodness. I clench my fists and continue to stare at him, not understanding the swell of emotion inside me. Why is he being so nice to me? Your first lesson is learn how to let people spoil you. He draws back his hand, reaches into his pocket, and presents me with a small yellow bag. What's this? For you, my sweet princess, and this says to not accept the gift is the best choice. I cannot accept your gift. But princess, my advice, you have no reason to spoil me. Princess, this is what I've been trying to explain to you all day. You don't need a reason to spoil someone. It doesn't always have to be about paying someone back. Rumpel smiles a little sheepishly, and then he places the bag in my hand and curls my fingers around it. You deserve nice things, princess. You barely know me, and yet you still say that? I barely know you. We may not have gotten to know each other personally, but that doesn't mean I don't know enough about you. I'm giving you this gift because I truly want you to have it. Besides, this is both a thank you and an apology gift. A thank you for accepting me as your partner, and an apology for my behavior yesterday. I don't remember what I did, but both you and the boy seemed frightened. Oh, he's so fucking tall, Jesus. I look down at the little bag and open it up. Inside's a little white chocolate piece fashioned into the shape of a flower. Like that? A lily, yep. Why is he so fucking tall? How tall is this man? It's not much, but you absolutely must accept it, princess. Otherwise, my guilt would drown me in dark shadows of sorrow for the rest of my life. For the rest of time, I sing. Lilies are my favorite flower. They say you give a white lily to someone you enjoy spending time with. Oh, and in floral language, they also stand for purity and majesty. He winks at me. Perfect for you, princess. Why? Why what? Why would you give this to me? No matter what you say about doing nice things for people, I don't see how that applies to me. And why would you thank me for being your partner? I didn't even want to be your partner at first. But you do now? I'm unable to withhold my surprise. Rumpel raises an eyebrow, then sighs. Princess, you don't trust compliments, do you? Mother always told me that people were two-sided, that they'd say anything to make you believe they were your friend. No. Never fear, my sweet princess. I'll make sure I compliment you until you learn to accept them. Oh my god, that would piss me off so much. Like, shut the fuck up. I appreciate what you're trying to do, but shut the fuck up. But no buts. I derive my happiness from making ladies like yourself happy. Compliments may seem strange to you, but don't worry, you'll see it in time. See what? The connections between people. You assume I'm just a flirt, but I get to know an awful lot about people. It's the reason I can guess so much about you. And probably the reason he's a doctor. Or was a doctor, I guess. What could Rumpel possibly know about me? So, what do you think? Are you more attracted to me now because of my mysterious aura, or my doctorly sophistication? Stop trying so hard, bro. Stop trying so hard. You're trying too hard, buddy. You're trying too hard. He leans closer to me, his eyes sparkling. I could be your own personal doctor. Jesus Christ. Buddy, you're trying too hard. Just stop. Just stop. Please. I will slap you if you touch me again. Rumpel pulls back and raises both of his hands in surrender, but the smile does not leave his face. You really are hopeless, aren't you? Do you think so? I thought that the events from today might have proven otherwise. Oh, speaking of which, I read over my journal earlier. His expression becomes oddly solemn. Shall I enlighten you? Why would you tell me any of this? Oh, you're not interested? I thought you might be since I was your partner. If I don't listen, you'll still tell me regardless, so feel free to share. Rumpel sighs as he flips the journal open. Unfortunately, it was not much. The memory began coming together again as I was reading, but a lot of it still doesn't make sense. I glanced down at the entry he stopped at. Look at the bottom of the page, Princess. I followed his gaze to the bottom of the page and paused, noticing a conspicuous gap. There's no signature, and I always sign the end of every entry I write. I wonder if that might be the final piece of the written puzzle. I wonder if that might be the final piece of the puzzle. I don't know why I said written puzzle. The final piece of your curse? If my name refuses to show up in the book, it may very well be the final memory I need to regain. You believe that the signature will be what gives you your true name, then? I have a feeling that might be the case. It was the first thing I noticed when the entry appeared. That would explain why the boy in town didn't know my name either. And there's something else. Something else that's missing? The journal entry is cryptic at best, vague, almost like an incomplete puzzle piece. I stare at him, not understanding. Slowly, Rumpel begins to explain. It says here that the boy's family rushed him to the clinic. He had a terminal illness that I could not cure. He was at death's door and I couldn't save him. But he's still alive, isn't he? He even said you saved him. Yes, there's a resolution in the journal, but it's not very helpful. I glanced down at the journal entry as Rumpel continues to speak. I refused to give up. I knew that there had to be a way to save the boy. I never gave up on my patients. In the journal entry, I described someone who came to help me save the boy. The witch doctor? He lifts the book and points to the words, reading them aloud. I met her for the first time tonight. She told me she had some way to help the boy, so he struck a deal. I hope I do not come to regret this. He snaps the journal shut, startling me. He sighs as he runs a hand through his hair. That's it. Someone helped me somehow, and I made a deal. I'm assuming this is related to my curse, but I can't say how. Why did you write so vaguely? That's a good question. I wish I could ask my past self the same question. So, in the end, you're still not sure when you were cursed. Rumpel pauses, then shakes his head. I believe it started here, not the curse, but the events that led to it. There's a reason this is the first memory to be triggered. It's important. For a few moments, the two of us are quiet. Rumpel's curse is a mystery, not because he's hiding it like Karma is, but because he does not understand it himself. After a few moments, Rumpel begins to laugh, breaking the silence. I look at him startled. What's so funny? Oh, it's not funny, it's just... It's all very mysterious, isn't it? And my mysterious past makes me more alluring, doesn't it? Bro. Only Rumpel could take such a serious moment and change it into this. Well, what do you think, Princess? Are you drawn into the mystery of it? I have no choice. You'd tell me even if I didn't want to know. Oh, but you do. I can see the curiosity in your lovely golden eyes. And I could see it earlier today, too. Thank you for accompanying me to town. I believe I only met the boy because you were there to guide my way. We were looking for medical supplies. That boy appeared through mere coincidence. No, it was more than coincidence. It was destiny. Fine, whatever you say. Listening to him is exhausting. It makes me realize how tired I am. And all these revelations are making my head spin. I'm going to bed now. I'm too tired for this. It has indeed been a busy day. We will continue this enlightening discussion some other time. Perhaps. I turned to walk away with the little chocolate in my hands. As I walk back toward the darkness of the hallway, Rumpel's soft voice echoes behind me. Sweet dreams, my princess. Chapter 4, A Compliment's Value, and I'm going to get off here. Ooh! We have a new dream sequence here. Alright. Alright. Well, we'll get into that next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell icon to get notified when I post. Sharing the video would be appreciated as well. There's a link tree in the description if you'd like to support me. It has links to all my, social media. It also has links to my Wattpad and archive of our own. I've got a few writing projects I'm working on, and they'll eventually get uploaded on those websites. But for now, they're works in progress in my Google Docs. So, thank you again, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Got it all figured out, wanna do this right. There's no doubt in my mind, baby, you're